It sure is nice of Stryker and Vicky to put up with us dropping in for supper like this.
Oh, they love it.
Well, we're doing a lot lately.
The more they see us, the better they like it.
Well, I just hope that our children are going to want to spend some time with us when they're grown.
Something tells me, darling, that depends on what kind of parents we are.
We are going to be terrific parents. That is, if you ever get yourself pregnant.
Darling, it takes a little time.
But I want a Christmas baby.
Oh, I think it's too late for a Christmas baby. How about an Easter baby? Or, let's see, a Mother's Day baby.
Okay, I'll settle for that.
I sure am glad that you and Vicky have resolved your differences.
We still have our differences, but we're much closer than we ever been. You know who's responsible for that? You.
I think that you would have realized how much you and Vicky love each other, whether I said anything or not.
Oh, honey, being angry with my mother. All those wasted years.
Well, you have a lot of years left to be close to her. Enjoy them.
I just wish I could find a way to reconcile Iris and Dennis. They need each other so much now.
Yeah, well, I can understand how you feel. But that is something that they have to work out for themselves, just the way you and Vicky did.
That was a lovely dinner, Vivian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Viv.
That was the first time I really sat down to dinner here at home. Since Alex died. I never realized that those would be the hardest moments to get used to. The little things we used to do together. The routine things. The things I always took for granted.
I know it's hard at the moment, but you'll get used to it in time.
I'm sure you're right. But at the moment, I feel so empty. It seems that feeling will be with me for the rest of my life.
Well, if it isn't the handsomest fella this side of the Rio Grande.
How you doing, Bobby Sue?
Hi, Ricky.
Say, where's Roy?
Oh, he's out in the back getting some more beer. What brings you by the coop? I haven't seen you here since the KVIK crew filmed Elena.
Well, Nita asked me to come by for her.
Nita?
Mm-hmm.
To see Billy Joe?
Yeah.
I thought she'd given up on him.
Well, she says she has, but, well, she hasn't heard from him in a couple of days, and I think she was a little worried. You know how it is.
Yeah, I guess I do. Say, can I get you a beer or something?
Oh, no thanks. Say, you don't know by chance where Billy Joe is, do you?
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised Nita doesn't. Billy Joe left town.
I want to change my will. My son is going to be Wheeler Oil.
Those were Mr. Wheeler's words exactly. And you got them right there on that tape.
He was going to give the company to Dennis. That's what that means to me.
Sounds that way to me, too.
Did Alex say anything that you didn't record, something that would clarify that last statement?
No.
Why didn't you tell me this before, Ashley?
I didn't think it was that important.
But you think it's important now.
Well, I was just thinking. Maybe that's why Alex Wheeler kept calling for Ryan Connor. To tell him. No, hold on. I mean, that's just a guess on my part.
I think we have to talk to Stryker Bellman right now. Come on.
Need any help?
No, I think I have just about everything right now.
Paige, you don't have to leave now. I mean, you can wait till tomorrow morning.
I'm going to go. I'd rather get it over with.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
As soon as you're ready, I'll drive you to the top of the
No,
Wolf
no,
Club.
that's not necessary.
Well, you're going to need help with your bags,
No, I'm
Paige.
going to leave this one here, and I'll send a waiter over for it later, okay?
Whatever you want.
I don't know what to say, Dennis.
In that case, don't say anything.
Seems so fine.
Look, Paige, don't do this, okay?
We can't
It's
just
just going to
separate
make it
like
more
this.
difficult for both of us.
I love you, Dennis. I know you don't believe that. But I do. And I'd do anything possible to keep us together.
There isn't anything we can do, Paige. All you can do now is leave.
Yeah, I know those empty feelings. I felt that when Judith and I first separated. That's been a year ago. I'm just now about getting over it.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I was under the impression that you and Judith didn't get along.
Well, just because we were separated doesn't mean that I don't admire certain qualities in that woman.
What qualities?
Strength, determination. Hers could be extraordinary,
Yes, I admire those qualities in a woman.
as long as they're not put to the wrong purpose.
Like your daughter, you mean?
Yeah, among other things.
I've noticed that you seem to light up whenever you mention your daughter.
Well, she was the one truly beautiful thing that came out of that marriage.
She must be a lovely girl. I'm anxious to meet her.
Well, you will. I told you she's in Europe with some friends, but you'll be here soon.
Where in Europe?
Huh? Well, you know how young people are, rather independent.
Doesn't that worry you? Not knowing how to get in touch with her?
No. Well, yes, now, after Alex's death.
I wonder if I should have one of the guest rooms redone.
Pardon me?
For Lacey, when she comes to visit. Oh, but it would probably be better to wait. Let Lacey choose the things herself.
I wouldn't dream of putting you out. As a matter of fact, I've imposed on you too much already. I was going to go over to the hotel and see if I couldn't get my room back.
Nonsense. I won't have it. I wouldn't dream of your staying anyplace else. You're practically the only family I have now. Now you just leave everything to me. I'm going to see to it that you and your daughter are very well taken care of.
What do you mean Billy Joe left town?
Just up and left for Nashville earlier this afternoon.
What for?
He said it had something to do with Elena and her career, and he kept mumbling something about how that's where it all started.
Billy Joe didn't leave a number where he could be reached, did he?
Nope. Anyway, the state he was in, it probably would have been the wrong number.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to tell Nita.
Just don't tell her anything until Billy Joe gets back.
Yeah, but I got to see her tomorrow morning in the hospital, and she's bound to ask me if I've heard anything.
Well, in that case, why don't you just tell her Billy Joe went out of town on business? It's not exactly a lie. It just isn't the whole truth.
Yeah, well, I'm not too good at lying.
Well, don't think of it that way. How's Elena doing?
Oh, she's fine.
She isn't still upset about that kidnapping and being held hostage and all that?
No, she's not.
And I thought maybe that was why she hadn't come back to sing at the Coop. This place is real dead. Roy's been complaining about it all week. He says without Elena singing, he doesn't earn enough tips to live on.
There's a table in the bandstand area that needs service, Bobby Sue.
Yes, sir. I'll get someone on it right away. Bye, Ricky.
Bye, Bobby Sue.
Did I just hear you talking about Elena Decker?
Yeah, why? Who are you?
I'm Pete Parnell. I own this place.
Say, listen, did you tell Vicky and Stryker about that letter from Dawn?
Yes. I just couldn't understand why Dawn would actually sell her shares of the ranch to Justin. I feel that if Justin gets control, you'll just turn it into an oil field.
I don't think that will happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if Paige sold to him.
But Barrett and Courtney won't. And with Kate's share, they'll have the controlling interest.
Your mother's right. Don't get yourself all worked up.
Good evening, Stryker.
Justin, Ashley.
I'm sorry to interrupt your dinner.
Well, we actually haven't had dinner yet.
Can I have 5 minutes with you, Stryker? It's very important.
Of course. You want to step out in the patio?
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
How about the other order, the filet mignon?
Would you check out that for me, too? Excuse me. Oh, hello, Grandma. What a surprise. Well, are you here to have dinner?
I'm here to talk to you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's kind of busy right
It
now.
won't take long. It's important.
Okay. What's it about?
I had a letter from Dawn, your sister.
Oh.
She's going to Paris.
Oh, how nice.
Justin has bought her share of the ranch. That's how she could afford to go.
Well, I hope she has a nice time.
Justin is trying to buy control of the ranch. He wanted me to allow him to drill for oil. I refused. And Max refused. And so he's drilling now on the Harper property instead.
And he struck oil.
All the surveys indicate there are major pools of oil on our land.
And you don't want anything to do with it, isn't that right, Grandma?
No, I don't.
You didn't have to drive all the way into town to tell me that.
I drove into town because I was afraid that Justin might convince you to sell your shares to him.
So you're worried about your damn land, huh?
The Marshalls have been on that land for generations.
I know the family history, Grandma. You don't need to repeat it for me.
You're a Marshall, too. You should care about it.
No. I'm not really a Marshall. I don't know who I am.
Don't talk that way.
It's true. My husband may be going to jail tomorrow. Even if he doesn't, I've lost him anyway. So you see, your little feud with Justin just doesn't matter to me very much. I have problems of my own.
Families should stick together.
You never cared enough to support me, Grandma. Until now, when I can do something for you, you never gave a damn about me. But that's okay, Grandma. Because I don't care about you either. Or your ranch.
Has Justin asked you to sell to him?
Yes, he has.
What did you say?
I told him I had no reason to sell. So get off my back and leave me alone.
I'm glad you came by. What a terrible day, Dennis. These last 2 days have been the worst days of my life.
Yes, I'm sure.
I don't know how I would have made it through such a difficult time without the help and support of the people I love. You and Vivian. And Grant. Grant has been an immense comfort to me.
Hello, Grant.
Hi, Dennis. Good to see you. Iris, would you excuse me? I have a couple of business calls I should make.
Oh, certainly. Well, why don't you use the phone in the upstairs study?
Oh, thank you. See you later.
What does Grant do for a living?
He's a horse breeder.
Where?
At the moment, nowhere. He's just divorced his wife, and somehow, as part of the settlement, she sold the farm where he raised horses. So now he's looking for one outside of Houston. That would be nice, won't it?
Not particularly, no.
Dennis, Grant is your uncle.
Oh, isn't that great? I got a brand new father and a new uncle all in 1 week.
Oh, Dennis, don't talk that way. Not today, please.
What way?
You sound so bitter.
Do I sound bitter? I didn't mean to.
You're still upset over learning that Alex was your father and that I kept it a secret from you all these years.
No, I'm not.
Well, good. I'm happy to hear that.
Well, then I've got some news that should make you even happier.
What is that?
Paige and I have separated.
I'd like to say I'm sorry, but I know you know I'm not.
No, I didn't think you would be. Considering that you're the one who's responsible for it.
Mrs. Bellman, I really hope that Justin and I haven't ruined your dinner.
No, we weren't planning to eat for another half hour or so.
Well, we should have called first.
That would have been nice.
Ashley, have you spoken to Iris this evening?
Not since this morning, but I'm going to go by and see her tomorrow and check on her.
Don't you think she needs some time by herself? She's seen half of Texas in the last few days.
Well, honey, Ashley's Aunt Hildy went to boarding school with Iris, and I think Ashley could be a great comfort to Iris right now.
Do you know what Justin wants to talk to my daddy about? Business. But don't worry your pretty little head about that.
Ashley was there, Stryker. Alex wanted to change his will. My son will be Wheeler Oil. Those were his words. That's why he asked to see you.
I never did get to see him.
Well, don't you think it's obvious that he wanted to make Dennis head of World Oil to give the company over to him?
Not necessarily.
What else could it have meant? Iris, Ryan, Dennis, each have 1/3 of the company. If his son would be World Oil, wouldn't that mean that Dennis would have control of the company?
Well, Justin, it doesn't matter now what he meant.
I think it matters a great deal, Stryker. Those were Alex's last wishes.
When Alex died, his wishes died with him. Even if he had told me those wishes, we'd still have a problem unless he wrote a new will, which he didn't. The will stands. Iris, Dennis, and Ryan Connor each own 1/3 of the company.
If Alex would have lived, Ryan Connor wouldn't be a very happy man today, would he?
You own the coop?
Yep.
Since when?
Since Chris Shaw, the former owner, died.
You mean was murdered?
That's right.
So you and Shaw were partners?
No. No, Chris worked for me. As a matter of fact, your sister Elena works for me as well.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh, my company owns a record contract.
And you also own the coop?
That's right. That's why I was wondering when Elena's going to start singing for us again. Business hasn't been very good since she's been gone.
Well, it isn't exactly like she left of her own free will, you know.
I know. That kidnapping was a terrible thing. I've been keeping abreast of it in the papers. But I understood that she'd been released, and that's why I was wondering when she was coming back.
Well, it might be a little while yet.
I'm sorry to hear that. How is Elena? I mean, she's all right, isn't she?
Yeah, she's fine.
Good. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Listen, what happened to that fellow who kidnapped me?
I thought you said you read the papers.
Well, I have been. They seem to think that he may have hopped a train, that he might be out of the state by now, or even out of the country.
That's right. I don't know any more than that.
Well, you know, I know how news media sometimes withhold information. I thought there might be more to it than just that.
Well, if there were, I wouldn't be at liberty to say.
Oh, look, I'm not trying to be inquisitive. I'm just concerned, about my investment. Well, I'm sure you understand.
Sure. I understand.
Well, look, in any case, tell Elena that she's welcome back anytime she feels up to it.
Well, I'll be sure and tell her that.
I am not responsible for whatever trouble you and Paige are having at present.
No? Isn't that what you've been lobbying for the last 6 months? Since I married Paige?
You know, I never thought Paige was a suitable match for you. But whatever problems you've had have been her doing. Paige is the one who made the pornographic film. Chris Shaw was a friend of Paige's, and I didn't ask him to come knocking on my door demanding his filthy
You
blackmail.
should have come to me.
I was trying to help you.
Is that why you told me that Paige married me for my money so you could help me?
I thought you should know that.
That's all I've been able to think about. You know, ever since you told me that, it's been on my mind night and day. You know, I've got to hand it to you, Mom. You've always known right where to go. For the last 6 months, you've been whittling away at my marriage, and now you've finally gone in for the kill.
You know that isn't true. I have simply tried to keep you informed. Paige is devious, and you couldn't see that.
But now I can, right?
Now, I hope you didn't tell Paige I said that, or Elliot, or anyone else.
Why not? Why not if it's true, Mom? Don't they have as much right to know as I do?
Look, stop this and listen to me. Elliot has made certain threats.
What kind of threats?
He said if he found me interfering in your marriage, that he'd turn you against me.
Well, I don't think he meant that, Mom. He was angry enough with you because he wasn't told for 25 years that he wasn't my father.
That may well be. But I think Elliot is as blind as you have been about Paige. He just refuses to see her true colors. Thank heaven you finally have. Oh, Dennis, I don't think you should stop with a mere separation. I think you should sue Paige for divorce.
I'm not going to divorce Paige, Mom. Not yet.
Surely you don't still have feelings for
Yes,
that dreadful
surely
woman.
I do still have feelings for her. But not the kind of feelings you're thinking.
Mrs. Bellman, I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed KVIK's special report on the runaway children.
Thank you.
I had no idea that it had reached such tragic proportions.
Is Justin your new assignment? Oh, excuse me, Ashley. I meant at World Oil.
You're so funny, Rena. Oh, at World Oil, I work for Ryan Connor, of course.
Poor Ryan. Justin.
Where's Max?
He's in the den calling Kate to see how she's feeling.
Is she ill?
I didn't know you cared.
No, honey.
Of course I care. She's my grandmother.
That didn't stop you from trying to take her life away from her. You see, I was at the house this afternoon when Dawn's letter arrived. You're in an awful hurry to buy half of Texas, aren't you?
Well, for your information, I wanted to help out Dawn. She needed money to go to Paris.
I think you could have loaned her the money and saved Kate a lot of heartache.
Irina, this is none of your business.
Thank you very much, Vicky. It's all right. As long as we're on the subject, I'd like to set the record straight. I offered her help. She refused, so I offered to buy her share of the ranch.
You make everything sound so innocent.
It is?
Justin, honey, I think we need to go and let the Bellmans have their dinner.
Yes. Thank you very much, Stryker, for your time. Vicky, I'm sorry we interrupted your dinner. Say goodbye to Max for us, will you?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Ashley.
Excuse me, I'm going to see Max.
Irina, now listen to me. I know you're upset about the oil well and Kate, but that is no excuse for your appalling behavior. And I think you should let Kate and Justin solve their own problems.
Unfortunately, Mama, it's my problem, too. Max and I live out there, and what happens to Kate happens to us, and I'm not going to allow anyone to ruin our lives.
What's wrong with Rena?
Justin Marshall.
I see you met our new owner.
Yeah, there's something about that guy I don't like.
Well, like what?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but you know how it is when you see somebody and you take an automatic dislike to them.
Well, I don't know. I think he's kind of cute. In that sort of straight-laced way. You know, he reminds me of a fella I went out with once. Of course, neither one of them are as cute-looking as Roy here.
Well, cute or not, he's the boss now. That's for sure.
Speaking of cute, look what just walked in. And look what walked in with him.
Hello, Ricky.
Jeb?
How you doing?
Lurleen.
Lurleen, this here's Roy. This here's Bobby Sue. This is Lurleen Harper.
Well, pleased to meet you.
Hi there, Lurleen.
Roy here's the bartender, and that's the sidekick.
How you do?
Well, listen, is this what you expected?
I don't know. I really didn't know what to expect.
Hey, you want a beer? Want a beer?
No, I want a grasshopper.
All right. What is a grasshopper?
It's a drink made with cream de mint.
I saw a picture of one once in a magazine, and that green color looked so refreshing, I've wanted one ever since.
Roy, can you make one of these here grasshoppers?
You bet. One grasshopper for the lady coming up right away.
Oh, I can tell I'm going to have one great time tonight.
I'm at table 5, Alfredo. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Sure. What's the matter? Things going too fast, huh?
Oh, hi, Peter. I didn't see you come in. Actually, you've caught me on kind of a bad night. It's not really a good time to talk.
Well, you shouldn't let it get to you.
Normally I wouldn't, but tonight my defenses are down a little bit.
That wouldn't have anything to do with Alex's funeral, would it?
Why do you ask?
I saw you there before.
I didn't see you.
Well, I came in late and sat at the back of the chapel. I noticed that you weren't sitting with your husband.
Yes, he was sitting with his mother. It is customary for the family to sit together, you know.
Aren't you a part of that family?
I don't think I will be for long.
What's the matter? Dennis having trouble again?
I moved out today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You know, Peter, I told you I'm not really in the mood for a chat today. Would you excuse me?
Daddy, what was Justin talking to you about?
I can't tell you that, honey. It's confidential.
Okay, but was it about trying to buy control of the ranch?
No, it was not that.
Now, honey, unless Barrett and Courtney sell their share, Justin is not going to get control of the ranch, so will you please stop worrying about it?
Max doesn't want to build a house and then find it surrounded by an oil field.
That won't happen. And arguing with Justin about this isn't going to help anything. Will you just ignore him and concentrate on your life with Max?
It's a little difficult to ignore Justin, Mother.
Yes, I know that. But right now you're playing right into his hands. He's succeeding in making you both miserable. If you'll just have a little patience.
Patience? I've had plenty of patience waiting for Justin to sink a dry well. Instead, he struck oil.
And I'll never understand that as long as I live.
He was just lucky, Max. As simple as that.
No, I don't think it's that simple, and neither does Jeb Hampton. Jeb thinks that there's something funny going on over at the Harper place.
What going on?
Well, he's not sure. But he says that Lurleen Harper is scared to death of Bubba Wadsworth.
So what?
So why is she so scared?
You mean he's suspicious of Bubba because the Harper girl is afraid of him?
Well, it's more than that.
But you got some tangible proof, Max?
No. I asked Ricky to check Bubba's police record, but so far he's never been convicted of anything.
Max, I think you and Rena should get away on a vacation for a while to cool off.
I'm not going anywhere.
And neither am I. Not until I find out what Bubba Wadsworth is up to.
How's it feel being a millionaires?
I'm hardly what you'd call a millionaire.
Say, speaking of drilling, how's it going out there at your place?
Well, it's gone great. I'd rather not talk about that tonight. I'd just like to enjoy myself.
Oh, yeah, sure, I understand that.
You know, these grasshoppers are nice, but what this place could really use is a little music.
Yeah. Well, Andy and the boys should be out here pretty soon, sing a few songs.
I wish Elena were here. I'd just love to hear her sing in person. I can't get over it, growing up on the farm right there next to a celebrity.
You know, you might have just grown up next to two celebrities.
What do you mean?
Elena's brother is a real good singer.
You mean Ricky?
Hey, hold it, all right?
No. One time, Elena couldn't sing. Ricky got up there, filled in for her. He was a sensation.
Oh, really? Hey, that's terrific. Oh, Ricky, you gotta sing for us.
Lurleen, Jeb's pulling your leg there. When do you want to go and tell
I
her that?
bet he's not. I bet you're a wonderful singer.
Ricky, you're not going to let the little lady down, are you?
I don't have any music with me.
Sing Elena's song, the one Jeb wrote.
No.
Oh, come on, Ricky, come on.
I don't.
Listen up here, everybody. Now, I know most of you are regulars. Al, how you doing? How's it going? Now, most of you miss Elena Decker singing, right? Well, you're in for a treat because we've got a real sensation here. We've got Elena Decker's brother, Ricky Decker.
Mr. Carrington leave yet?
Yes, a few moments ago.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed him because I wanted to give him some brownies that I'd baked.
Well, you can do that some other time. Right now, I want you to have the car brought around.
What for? It's too late to go out.
I don't care what time it is, Vivian. I have something very important to take care of.
Where are you going?
Just do as I say.
Well, Mrs. Wheeler.
Oh, never mind. I'll go out the back way and get the car myself.
Well, what'll I tell Mr. Wheeler's brother?
Tell Grant I'm going to bed.
What if he comes? What if he sees you come home?
Don't worry about that then. Right now, I have more important things to worry about.
Can I come with? No. Mrs. Wheeler, why do you do these things?
Your parents are right about not letting Justin get to us.
I know. He makes me awfully mad.
Well, why don't you just stay away from him like I do? Get up and leave.
I know Justin Marshall better than anyone else. Now, he can be very kind and very gentle and sweet, but he's got a mean streak in him that you wouldn't believe. And he's ambitious now. He's going to get what he wants, Max, and he'll step on anyone to do that. That's what scares me.
Well, he won't step on us, sweetheart.
And what about Kate?
Well, keep a watch out for her, too.
Justin's on a roll now. There's no telling what he might do. Especially with Bubba Wadsworth working for him.
Listen, we are building a new house. And we're going to have a baby. Now, let's just concentrate on those things and forget about Justin, okay?
Do you really think you can do that?
I'd sure like to try.
It's all over town, that it's all over now. Everyone's saying it's true. They say that you're leaving and breaking your vows. Tell me, what am I to do?
What do you know? You keep singing like that around here, and we're going to have a real heartthrob club on our hands. Yeah. Jeff wrote that song for Elena. Did you know that? You did, Jeff, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, we had a misunderstanding once. It was just sort of a way of patching things up.
I'd be willing to have a misunderstanding with just about anybody if they write me a song like that.
There. Now, you think you're going to be all right?
Yes.
apologize for having made a scene, Peter.
Don't apologize to me. I'm just sorry you're so upset. I thought you and Dennis were working everything out.
I thought we were too, apparently. We weren't.
Sometimes a separation is good for people.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. No, not this time. See, Dennis doesn't have any desire to make our marriage work.
Maybe he just needs some time. Dennis must be pretty upset right now, waiting to find out whether he's going to be sentenced to a prison term, Alex's death.
The troubles between Dennis and me have nothing to do with those things. And I think that time, especially time apart, will only make things worse.
What are you going to do? Where are you going to stay?
Oh, I guess I'll just stay here until I find a place to live.
But don't forget that I have a place. You're welcome to stay there. We used to have a pretty good thing going there for a while.
It's sweet of you to offer. You know, Peter, you've been very good to me these last couple of weeks. You've been a good friend.
I've tried to be.
But like it or not, I think I'm just going to have to spend some time alone right now. Till I decide what I'm going to do with my life.
I understand. I'm not going to try and push it. Just remember that the offer stands.
Up there. I mean to check up on you.
Good evening, Paige. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had company.
You know Peter Parnell, don't you, Iris?
Of course I do.
Good evening, Mrs. Wheeler.
Good evening.
I hope you'll accept my condolences. I was at the funeral earlier, but I didn't have a chance.
Thank you.
Well, I'd better be going.
Thank you again, Peter.
Anytime. Good night, Mrs. Wheeler.
I suppose you've come to gloat over your victory.
My victory isn't complete yet. That's why I came, to see that it is. I just spoke with Dennis.
I assumed you had. Why else would you be giving me a call?
Give him a divorce, Paige.
I don't need you to tell me what to do, Iris. Dennis knows I will give him whatever he asks for. But he hasn't asked for a divorce.
Not yet, but he will.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just wait until that happens.
You can save Dennis and everyone concerned a great deal of heartache by acting now.
Of course, you're speaking of yourself.
You would see it that way.
Why don't you say these things to Dennis?
I have, but he's very emotional at the moment.
And what about me, Iris? Don't I have any feelings?
Of course. But I came to you because I know that you are, how shall I say it, more practical.
By that you mean that you're willing to offer me money again?
Yes, a very attractive settlement.
Are you that afraid that Dennis and I are going to get back together again?
I don't think that will happen. But I don't want this to be a long, drawn-out affair.
Well, Iris, I'm sorry. Your wants have nothing to do with this.
I'm asking you to think of Dennis. He has just lost his father. He needs to make a new start. Let go of him, Paige.
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction.
You're making a mistake.
No. As usual, my mistake is allowing you into my house.
You know, you are a very stupid woman.
You know, if it's all the same to you, Iris, I would just rather not stand here and listen to your appraisal of things. Would you just mind leaving, please?
Perhaps you would like to have me thrown out.
I will, if I have to.
How far do you think you would get?
Oh, you are on my territory now, Iris. You don't scare me.
Is that right? Strange. But according to my lawyer, you, Paige, are on my territory now.
What are you talking about?
I thought that would make you listen for a change. You see, even though the World Oil Company was divided among myself, Dennis, and Ryan, Alex's estate went to me alone. I own this building, which includes the restaurant where you work, and this apartment, which you so brazenly refer to as your territory.
So that's it.
That's it. And you're out, honey. Out of an apartment and out of a job.
You can't do that, Iris.
I just did. I offered you a settlement, which you stupidly turned down. You left me no alternative. I'll see that Alfredo is notified to take over until I can find a proper replacement. And the security guards will be told that you aren't allowed in the building after tomorrow.
You have got to be joking.
Hardly. You were a fool not to take my offer. Now you've ended up with nothing. No home, no husband, no money. Poof. Nothing. Oh, see that you're out by tomorrow morning, or I'll have you thrown out.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
I'm sorry to stop by so late, but I didn't really get a chance to see Iris at the funeral. I was just wondering how she was doing.
Mrs. Wheeler's doing all right.
Is she still up?
Oh, no, she's very tired. It's been such a long day, so she went up to bed early.
Huh. Well, just tell her in the morning that I stopped by.
I will.
Good night, Vivian.
Good night. Mr. Carrington?
Yeah?
She just went up to bed a little while ago. I could tell her that you're here.
Oh, no. That's not necessary. I don't want to bother her.
It's no bother.
No, as long as you say she's all right, I'll go.
This is what I'm worried about.
What was that?
Mr. Carrington, I know I'm going to get into trouble for telling you this. I just know it. Mrs. Wheeler has done something I think you ought to know about.
Mrs. Carrington?
Yes.
John Adams. Alfredo tells me that the corner table near the window where my wife and I usually sit is already reserved.
Well, then it must be reserved, Mr. Adams.
Yes, but of course, but my wife and I always sit there, and I thought that you might be able to do
I'm
something.
sorry, Mr. Adams, there's nothing I can do for you. See, I don't work here anymore.
Honey, look what's going on over the Harper place.
It's getting late, darling.
They still got floodlights on that damn rig. They're still working on it.
Sooner they start producing and selling, sooner Justin and Bubba will become millionaires. Max, remember what you told me earlier this evening? Number one, we weren't going to let Justin ruin our lives. And number two, we're going to concentrate on building our house and having a baby. Isn't that right?
Yes, I did say that.
Let's go inside and look over our house plans. There may be something you want to change.
Well, maybe Jeb will get some information out of Lurleen.
Kate and I talked to Lurleen this afternoon. You know, she seems to have a big crush on Jeb.
Yeah. I guess that's one of the reasons he's taking her out tonight.
Hey, drink up, Lurleen. You know, I bet you must have trouble sleeping out at your place with all that drilling noise and everything like that.
Not really. I just count the dollar signs. It's real easy.
Hey, were you there when the gusher came in?
Oh, shoot, I reckon.
How'd you feel?
Rich all over.
Hey, does Bubba let you just wander around the Woolstead anytime you want?
Jeb, you have a one-track mind. You're worse than Max.
I was just curious, that's all.
Well, I think I'm gonna go powder my nose. Isn't that what the women always say in the movies? And when I come back, I want Ricky to get up there and sing another song.
Well, we'll see about that. Hey, what's eating at you anyway?
Look, there's something important I gotta find out tonight, all right? Now, I need your help.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Mrs. Wheeler had a talk with Mrs. Carrington this evening.
Paige?
Mm-hmm. She went over to see her at the suite in the World Oil building.
I hadn't realized that Paige had moved back there.
She moved back after the funeral.
Well, I knew she was talking about it, but I was hoping that she and Dennis would work things out. Well, why would Iris want to speak to Paige if she's moved out? I should think Iris would be happy.
I don't know why Mrs. Wheeler went over there, but I do know that she and Mrs. Carrington had an argument.
Did Iris tell you that?
Yes.
Why in the world can't Iris leave that woman in peace?
Mrs. Wheeler told me that she ordered Paige out of the suite.
What?
But that's not all. She also told me that she told Paige she had to leave that suite by tomorrow morning.
She can't do that, Vivian.
Mrs. Wheeler claims that she owns that suite now. Mr. Wheeler left her the whole World Oil building.
Will you please tell Iris I want to speak to her now?
Please don't tell her anything that I said. She's going to know it came from me, and then she might fire me, too, because Mrs. Wheeler also told Mrs. Carrington that as of tonight, she's no longer working at the Top of the World Club.
She fired Paige?
It's a terrible thing that Mrs. Wheeler did. I know that. But Mrs. Carrington must have said something to make Mrs. Wheeler very angry. I really don't think that she would have done that otherwise. So please don't tell her. I told you because I thought you ought to know. And because I know how fond you are of Dennis and Mrs. Carrington.
You did the right thing, Vivian.
I'll bet Mrs. Carrington is really upset now.
To say the least. Well, don't you worry, Vivian. I won't tell Iris. But she's not going to get away with this.
I'm sorry for that misunderstanding.
Oh, that's all right, Alfredo.
Well, I tried to tell Mr. Adams, but he was so persistent.
No, don't worry about it, really.
I'm sorry you were fired. I hope you don't think I was to blame in any way.
Oh, no, Alfredo, I know Mrs. Wheeler put you in charge. I don't blame you for anything. I give Iris full credit for this one.
Well, if it's any help, I think she was wrong.
Thank you, Alfredo. That's very kind of you.
Hello, Paige.
Oh.
Hope you're not thinking of drowning your sorrows.
Oh, I thought you'd gone.
Well, I had. But I came down here for a little dinner.
Oh.
Actually, if the truth be known, I decided to hang around for a while. Make certain you were all right.
I'm fine.
Really?
Sure.
From the looks of things when I left, your mother-in-law was on the warpath.
Oh, Peter, I've lost everything.
home, my husband, my job, everything. I have nothing left. Nothing.
So what is it you want my help with?
Look, I'm trying to find something out from Merlene here, and I'm not having much luck.
Exactly what is it you want to find out?
All right, look, Max thinks that there's something funny going on over at the well site over at the Harper place, and so do I, and I'm trying to find out what.
Yeah, I know that, but what makes you guys think there's anything going on over there in the first place?
Because this guy, Bubba Wadsworth, that's drilling for Justin, he's been arrested once, you understand?
Yeah, Max wanted me to check him out for him.
That's right, because there's something crazy going on out there.
Well, why don't you just come right out and tell this to Lurleen and see what she has to say?
I can't tell Lurleen that because she'll go straight to her grandfather, and then Bubba and Justin will be able to cover up their tracks. And they'll have to find some legal way to stop this drilling.
You know, I don't like the idea of that well being out there any more than you and Max do. I was raised on that ranch. It's a cattle ranch, and it'll always be a cattle ranch. I don't think there's anything you can do about it, though.
There's got to be some way we can get her to talk.
Yeah, well, if it's about that well, I think you're wasting your time.
Well, maybe if we get her drunk, you know, a few more of these...
Jeez, the girl's already drunk us under the table.
Oh, these things are awful. Listen. All right, look. I think I got an idea. All right?
And what?
How good an actor are you?
I like that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kate ordered a plant and flower catalog for me.
Yeah, can I see it?
Sure. She circled the things that she thought would grow out here.
You know, Kate must have gone over to Buddy and Wanda's tonight. I couldn't get a hold of her when I called her earlier.
Yes, I know. She went into town to see Paige to talk to her about not selling her shares of the ranch to Justin. In fact, I offered to loan her money to buy Paige out.
Did she accept?
Not exactly. She said she would talk to Paige and then she would figure out what she was going to do. Frankly, I don't see any reason why Paige would sell now.
What do you mean?
Well, Dennis is going to get a bundle of money from Alex's estate.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll have more money than she can possibly spend. She must be so pleased that her gamble paid off.
Now what are you talking about?
Paige knew that Alex was Dennis's natural father. That's why she went after him and got him to marry her. You know, she should have married Junior Harper when he asked her to.
Honey, she didn't love Junior Harper.
Oh, sweetheart, if she knew that there was oil on that property, she would have married him in a minute.
Rena.
Darling, that's what she would have done.
Well, I'm going out to check on the barn.
Okay. Maybe I should go out and check Elena, just to make sure she's all right.
That's a good idea. I'll go with you.
Oh, Max, I don't think that's a very good idea. You might get into an argument with Elena. Why don't you go check on the barn and I'll check on Elena, huh? Please?
Okay.
What happened? Iris fired me. She told me to get out of the suite by tomorrow.
Can she do that?
Apparently she can.
You want me to call a lawyer? And
No.
See... What are you going to do then?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is move out. I wouldn't give her the satisfaction of throwing me out.
She wouldn't do that.
Oh, the second.
Where are you going to stay?
I haven't even thought about it. Probably in a hotel until I find a place of my own.
My offer's still open. I've got plenty of space.
No, thank you, Peter. I have to be by myself right now. I have a lot of thinking to do. To make some decisions.
I have to talk to you, Dennis.
You sure you wouldn't like a drink first, Dad?
No, I don't want to drink. I understand Paige moved out this afternoon?
Hey, look, I appreciate your concern, Dad, but what happens between Paige and me is our business.
Well, in that case, you'd better make that clear to Iris, because she doesn't seem to have gotten the message.
What are you talking about?
You don't know?
No.
Iris seems to have taken things into her own hands. She went to see Paige at the suite this evening and told her to get out. She also fired her from the top of the World Club.
Who told you that?
Doesn't matter who told me. What matters is it's the truth.
Did Paige send you over here to gain sympathy? Is that it, Dad?
I don't believe your reaction. No, Paige didn't send me here.
Well, it's just that it's something she would do.
Dennis, I don't think you quite understand the situation. Paige is very vulnerable right now. She's just moved out. She's alone. She's upset about your separation.
Why is it you're always sticking up for Paige?
Because you don't seem to understand what she's going through.
And you don't seem to understand what I'm going through. Paige lied to me. She had another life she didn't even tell me about.
I know why she kept the pornographic film a secret.
Well, she also kept secret the fact that you weren't my father.
But it wasn't her place to tell you.
Was it her place to tell you?
Paige has made her share of mistakes, Dennis, just like everybody else in the world. The point is, she needs you now. She has no home, no job, no husband. She must be devastated by what Iris has done. She loves you, Dennis. Surely you have some feelings left for her.
You're right, Dad. I still have feelings for Paige.
Well, then you have to go to her, Dennis. Tonight.
So, you boys enjoy yourself while I was gone? So when are you gonna sing again, Ricky?
Lurleen, something very important we got to discuss with you.
Lord, now you two sound like the movies.
Lurleen, this is serious.
What is it?
Well, we didn't want to tell you about this before because it's, well, we just thought for your sake it was better if you didn't know.
But now there is no way around it.
Around what?
It's about that well out on your granddaddy's place.
Now don't you start too, Ricky. Come on, Ricky. Well, why don't you sing something? This place is getting dead again.
Darlene, listen to me. We're undercover agents.
Undercover agents?
That's right.
That's right.
And right now our job is to find out what's going on out there at your place.
What are you talking about? The only thing that's going on at my place is the drilling.
Yeah, but there's something very peculiar about the way they're drilling out there.
What is so peculiar about an oil well? They drill them all over Texas.
Lurleen, we think that well out there, that particular well, is not completely on the up and up.
I don't know whether to believe you or not. I mean, how do I know? You could be pulling my leg or something. How do I know?
Because we're telling you.
Okay, so then who are you undercover for?
Well, we're not exactly at liberty to say.
Ricky, I've known you all my life, and I never heard anybody say anything about you working undercover.
That's because nobody's ever known.
I knew you used to work for the sheriff's office. I thought you were part of Security World Oil, man.
That's true. Those are just front jobs.
Well, then you must have some proof that you're working undercover, like a badge or something.
Lurleen, we can't carry a badge. If anybody was to find out and found a badge on us, do you know what would happen?
I don't know whether to believe you or not. Mr. Wheeler, there you are. I thought you were upstairs.
Now, what were you checking on, Mrs. Wheeler?
Yes, sir, she's asleep.
Well, you've had a long day. Why don't you retire as well?
No, Mrs. Wheeler's going to wake up in about an hour, and I want to be available. You know, she just doesn't sleep for very long periods of time now. She wakes up, she wanders around. When that happens, she kind of likes to have somebody around to talk to, especially the state she's in now.
Why? What state is she in?
Well, everything that's been going on and everything. Can I get you something? Do you want another cup of coffee?
No, thank you, no.
It's a shame you didn't get to spend more time with your brother.
Yes. Do you have brothers and sisters?
No. I have a lot of cousins, so that's not the same thing. I just miss Mr. Wheeler.
So do I.
I don't know what Mrs. Wheeler's going to do without him. Her whole life revolved around him.
We'll have to learn how to live with her grief.
I've never seen her cry like that before. It just breaks my heart.
Well, that's a healthy release for her. She'll have to find things to keep her busy, to occupy her life.
The hearing's tomorrow. That's Dennis's sentencing. I think that if he goes to prison, Mrs. Wheeler's just going to fall to pieces and never recover.
From what I understand, he's got a good chance of getting a suspended sentence.
I hope you're right.
I noticed you weren't using your key on the elevator.
I didn't.
I thought that's the only way you could use the elevator to get to the suite. With a key or, if you bust somebody up from outside.
That was the way it originally was. That was a security precaution that Alex put in, but, it was such a nuisance. I had the elevator changed to automatic. Which is probably one of the first things that Iris will change the moment I'm gone.
Well, before you let Iris have her way, let me fix you a drink.
Oh, no. No, thanks, Peter.
You think it'll leave tonight?
Nope. Leave in the morning. I'm going to do my packing. You see, I've done so much of this in the last several months that I've become rather adept at it. There's really no reason for you to stay around here.
I don't mind keeping you company.
I'd really rather you didn't, Peter. You see, I'm already beginning to feel a little sorry for myself. I have a feeling this is going to be a very tearful packing session. I can feel it already.
I've seen your tears before, remember?
Oh, Peter, please don't.
Paige, why do you want to waste time feeling sorry for yourself? No, I mean it. You underrate yourself. Come on, you're a woman with one heck of a lot going for her. This isn't going to stop you. Now, get on with your future.
Oh, yeah. The future looks real promising at this point, doesn't it?
It could.
No. No, I can't go back there.
I don't see that you have to go back to anything. It'll be different this time.
No. No.
You blame me, don't you? You blame me for everything that's happened between you and Dennis.
Why should I blame you?
Why? For any one of 100 different reasons. For the film, for the men I introduced you to.
I don't blame you. I didn't have to make that film, did I? Or do all the other things I did. It was a choice that I made, Peter. God knows why I made that choice. The funny thing is that Dennis doesn't even know the half of it, does he?
It wasn't totally your fault, Paige.
I'm nothing better than a whore.
Paige, a lot of people do what you did to further their careers.
That doesn't make it right, Peter. The truth is, I'm just filth. I don't deserve to be Dennis's wife. Elena? Elena? Are you there? No. I don't know where she is.
now, this is real important, all right? Now, have you seen or heard anything going on up at that drill site that we should know about?
What makes you think anything funny's going on up there?
Because there are certain people there that are under investigation by our agency.
Yeah, like who?
Well, like Bubba Wadsworth, for one.
Bubba? Why Bubba?
Because Bubba has been involved in some shady dealings in the past.
Yeah?
How come you look so surprised? Now, you're the one that told me you didn't trust Bubba in the first place.
I know it's true. I don't trust him.
Something is going on out there, isn't it, Lurleen?
Well, a couple of strange things have happened.
What do you mean? What's strange?
Is this the only reason you asked me out, Jeb Hampton?
No. Because you're a lot of fun. And we just got to get this business taken care of. Then we're going to have some fun.
What is it, Lurleen? What's going on out there at your granddaddy's place?
Well, from the very beginning, I thought there was something fishy about the whole deal.
What do you mean fishy?
Because my granddaddy's had people up there for years doing one survey after another. And they never wanted to drill. They said there was nothing there.
Well, then what makes Justin and Bubba think different?
I don't know. Came up with this survey from someplace that says there's oil there, supposedly. But ever since they started drilling, everybody's been acting real strange.
What do you mean strange, exactly?
Well, it's Bubba mostly. He goes around whispering to everybody. Like the foremen and the engineers. It's like they had some deep, dark secret.
Why do you say that?
Because every time I come around, they stop talking. It's like they didn't want me to hear what they were saying.
Did you ever talk to your granddaddy about any of this?
No. But today, I heard Bubba telling Granddaddy they were going to fence the whole well off and get guard dogs.
Guard dogs?
That's right. It's like they were scared that somebody was going to come right up there and steal the oil right out of the ground. Don't you think that's strange?
That's strange, all right.
I think you should go now, Peter.
Whatever you want. You sure you're gonna be all right?
I'll be fine, really. As soon as you leave, I'm going to have a big cry and get it all out, and then I'm going to take some pills that Courtney gave me, and I think those should help me calm down a bit.
I don't like leaving you like this when you're so upset.
It's all right, really. I'm fine, and the pills will help me sleep, and I'll be just fine in the morning.
I'm gonna call you first thing in the morning and check on you.
I'd rather you didn't. If I can get some rest tonight and sleep late in the morning, I think it'll do me good.
Okay. But you call me the minute you wake up.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Sure. Come in.
Oh, I didn't realize you had company.
I was just leaving.
Oh, that's all right. Don't go on my account. You know, Dad told me that Mom told you to clear out of the suite. He thought you might need some company. But I should have guessed you'd already taken care of that.
This is Peter Parnell, Dennis.
As I said, I was just leaving. You will call me in the morning, won't you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your little...
You didn't interrupt anything.
So that's Peter Parnell, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I guess I should thank him for getting me out of jail. But I imagine that you've already taken care of that for me.
Yes, he is. May I ask who's calling? Oh, hello. Just a minute, please. Mr. Wheeler? Mr. Wheeler?
Yes.
That's your daughter on the phone.
Oh, where's she calling from?
Well,
Paris?
I don't know. She didn't tell me, but it sounds real close.
Lacey, hello.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm all right. Where are you?
At the farm. I got bored with Europe and came back to check up on things.
Well, when'd you come back?
About 4 hours ago. I got busy packing the rest of my clothes and things. That's why I didn't call earlier.
Is your mother there?
No. She cleared out of here as soon as the sale was final and she got her check. That was last week. She didn't even bother to pay the grooms or the stable boys the rest of their wages. I paid them from my account. Well, you can reimburse me.
All right.
How's Uncle Alex?
Oh, he had another stroke, honey. It was fatal.
Oh, Dad.
I wanted to call you, but I didn't know where you were.
I know, I'm sorry. Even sorrier, Mother kept you and Uncle Alex apart for all those years.
Well, there's no point in dwelling on that, not now.
I guess not. I'll tell you what. If you book me a room in a hotel, I'll fly to Houston tomorrow.
No, I'm staying at Iris's house. As a matter of fact, you've been invited to stay here, too.
I don't want to impose.
No, it's no imposition. She can't wait to meet you.
Okay. You found a ranch to buy yet?
I haven't started looking.
Dad?
You get here, and then we'll look together.
Okay. I'll call you and tell you what flight I'm on tomorrow.
Why can't you tell me now?
Well, I haven't booked one yet. I'll do it tomorrow. I can't wait to see you.
Well, I can't wait to see you.
I love you, Dad.
Well, I love you too, Lacey. Good night.
Peter's just a friend, Dennis.
Oh, yeah? Is that what you call those other men in your film? Friends?
Do you really hate me that much?
On the contrary, Paige. I came here because I wanted to help you.
Help me how?
Well, Dad told me that Mom fired you from the Top of the World Club.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I know that you're going to be hard up for money, so I just, thought I could make things a little easier for you, that's all.
What are you talking about, Dennis?
Money, Paige. I'm talking about money. Isn't that what you've always wanted? Isn't that why you married me?
Hey, you want another grasshopper?
No.
I thought you liked those things.
Well, they look refreshing in the magazine, but they're too sweet. They're kind of making me sick.
Oh, you need a beer then.
No, maybe a little later. I don't think the two would mix very well.
Having a good time?
Yeah,
What's the matter?
nothing.
Yeah, there is. Something's wrong. Tell me what it is.
Well, I was just thinking that now that you found out what you won't be asking me out anymore.
No, that's not the reason why. No, that's not true.
Well, I know you're saying that so as not to hurt my feelings.
No, that's the truth. Now, I mean it.
That's sweet, but, I heard Miss Kate say that you and Elena were sort of going steady.
Listen, Elaine and I, we see each other. I'm not lying to you, but we're friends. We're just good friends, you know? Like me and you are.
You consider us friends?
Of course I do.
Why? You barely know me.
That's not true. I mean, I see you all the time. You come out, you know, when I'm working and stuff, when you help me out, and you're real friendly and stuff like that, and you're a lot of fun.
You really think I'm fun?
Sure I do. You're about the most fun person I've met in a long time.
Nobody ever said that to me before, that I was fun.
Shoot, I reckon. Hey, come on, you want a beer?
Yeah, I will have one. Maybe it'll settle my stomach.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah, Jeff.
Bring us a couple beers, okay?
2 beers, they'll come up right away. I'd like to dedicate a song to a special lady we have in the audience with us tonight, Miss Lurleen Harper.
All right, let's hear it.
I'd like to express this deep happiness that comes over me when you're near. I feel light and breezy, my hardships seem easy, and I know I've got nothing to fear. So how can I lead you to see what your loving has meant to me? It's like slow dancing under the stars and the sweet sound of country guitars. So
Well, are you ready to go to bed?
Yep.
How's Elena?
I don't know, Max.
Did she start giving you that nonsense about Joe Foster being a nice guy who never had a chance?
She wasn't there.
Well, she's the one who told us to go into town to have supper with Stryker and Vicky so she'd get to bed early.
Max, all I know is that she wasn't at the house. And she hasn't slept in her bed.
Well, she maybe went down to Kate's place to spend the night there. Did you check?
I drove by, but the lights were out, so naturally I didn't go in.
Well, I'll bet that's what she did.
Honey, maybe we should just call her to make sure she's all right.
No, there's no point in waking up Kate.
Well, how are the cows doing today?
The cows were sleeping.
Glad someone's having a peaceful night.
You're still riled up about Justin.
It's been a terrible day. Alex's funeral, the letter from Dawn, Justin ruining our dinner. One nice thing happened today, though. Do-do-do-do. Mr. Decker.
Yes, ma'am. What's this?
Oh, look inside. You know that red flannel shirt that your mother made for you that you love so much? Well, I had Wanda make one for you. I guess they dropped it off while we were in town this evening.
It's beautiful. It's just like the one I used to have.
You stinker. I wanted to hide it for your birthday, but I couldn't wait.
I'll wear it tomorrow.
Darling, it's going to be 110. Why don't you save it for the winter?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Angel.
It's the nicest present I've ever had.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, good job, guys. Keep going. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Ricky.
Yeah, Roy.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Parnell. He wants to talk to you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yep. Roy. Hi. Roy said you wanted to see me?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, hey, I hope you didn't mind my getting up there and singing like that without asking you. I mean, you're being the new owner and everything.
On the contrary, customers seem to like your singing. And what the customers like, I like. You know, you do have a good voice.
Well, thanks.
You ever sung professionally?
Not really.
Should give it some thought.
Well, I think one singer in the family's enough.
Why? You're both good. Well, you and Elena could even try alternating here at the Coop for a while. You know, until you saw how you liked it.
Well, thanks anyway.
No, wait a minute. Now look at it this way. You'd be helping your sister. I mean, it might work out better for her that way, since she seems reluctant to return to the Coop full time.
Well, that's a real nice idea, but no thanks.
The pay.
No, it's not the money. I'm just really not interested.
Well, you think about it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll think about it.
You think Elena's going to be coming back soon?
I don't know. That'll be up to her to decide.
Listen, you don't think Elena's afraid to come back to the Coop because that guy that kidnapped her, do you? What's his name, Joe Foster?
No, I don't think she's worried about him being around. She says he probably left town.
He got away with all that money, huh?
Yeah. Well, look, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back and rejoin my friends.
I don't mind. Go ahead. better not be too long gone, Foster. So I still mean to get my hands on that money.
Your mother already offered me money, Dennis. I told her I didn't want any of hers, and I don't want any of yours either.
Well, don't be a fool, Paige. You don't even know how much money I'm
I
talking
don't care
about.
how much
I
it
came
is.
prepared. Right here's a check for $50,000. That ought to hold you for a while.
No.
What's the matter, Paige? Isn't my money good enough?
I don't want your money, Dennis.
Why not? It was good enough in the beginning when you found out that I was Alex's son. When you found out that I was going to inherit a third of World Oil. Oh, then you couldn't wait to get your hands on the money. You were so impatient. You were so impatient that you got me drunk and you told me that I proposed to you.
Dennis.
It's the truth, isn't it?
I didn't know you then.
You know me now. But you still don't want the money. Why is that, Paige? You playing hard to get? Oh, I know. You're, holding out for more money,
I told
right? Isn't
you.
that it?
I don't want your money. I want you.
Well, that's too bad, Paige. Because you can't have me. You can hire all the lawyers you want to get whatever kind of settlement you want, but you can't have me because I'm not for sale.
I never thought you were.
Of course you did, Paige. Isn't that the way you always think?
I love you, Dennis.
Love. Your love is a dollar sign.
That's not true.
No, the truth is, I love you too, Paige. I love you too. But you made that love cheap. You made that love cheap, and you made that love dirty.
No.
I hate you, Paige.
Don't.
God, I hate you.
Please don't do this.
You want to know why I couldn't make love to you? This is the reason. Right here, Paige. This is the reason. Come on, Paige. Take it. Take it. That's what you've always wanted, isn't it? You've always wanted it because you always wanted someone to pay for it.
Stop it!
All you had to do, Paige, was tell me about it. It was going to make the whole thing much simpler. You ruined my life.
I do love you, Dennis. I do.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
Vivian, let me do it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wheeler. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Well, I do know why I'm nervous. It's because Dennis is being sentenced today.
That's all right, I understand. How's Mrs. Wheeler this morning?
Oh, I don't think she got much sleep. I could hear her pacing around. I'm worried about her, Mr. Wheeler.
Well, you don't have to worry about me, Vivi. I'm all right. Good morning, Grant.
Good morning, Iris. Would you like some coffee?
Oh, no, thank you. Vivian brought some to my room earlier.
Are you sure that you don't want me to go to the hearing this morning?
You pick up your daughter at the airport. I'll be fine. I'm delighted she's coming, Grant. But a pity she never got to see her Uncle Alex.
You probably better be going, Mrs. Wheeler. There's probably going to be a lot of traffic at this hour.
Don't be nervous, Vivian. Stryker Bellman is the best lawyer in Texas.
Well, I know that, Mrs. Wheeler.
I'm very optimistic about Dennis's receiving a suspended sentence.
Hey, honey. Bet you're surprised to see me out here, huh? Kate asked me to hang around until the TV repairman came by. She had to go to Buddy and Wanda's.
What's wrong with the TV?
I don't know, but she wanted to have it fixed before Steve got home.
Oh, well, when are Ginny and Steve coming home?
Tonight? Max, did you talk to Elena this morning?
Yeah, she took Songbird out for a workout.
Kate told me she didn't sleep here last night.
Well, she told me that she went for a long walk to get some thoughts clear in her mind, and she must have got back to the house right after you left.
Hey. Well, it must be about 110 in the shade out here.
Here, here's some tea.
Oh, thank you.
You look like you had a big night out in the town with Lurleen.
I did. She had a good time, too.
Oh?
And I found out some interesting stuff about what's going on. Bubba Wadsworth, the whole drilling operation. Justin and Bubba are putting a fence up around the whole Harper place. A high wire fence. And trespassers are going to be shot.
Morning, Alfredo. You're at it rather early this morning, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, I suppose you have your hands rather full now that Mrs. Carrington's been fired.
Well, I'm hoping that Mrs. Wheeler will change her mind.
Well, what I know of Mrs. Wheeler, I don't think there's much chance of that.
If you're here for breakfast, Mr.
No,
Parnell...
I'm not. I'm looking for Mrs. Carrington. I wondered if maybe you'd seen her. I called her first thing this morning. There wasn't any answer.
No, I haven't seen her.
Oh. I know she was moving out today, but I didn't think she'd have left this early. She was supposed to call me as soon as she got up. I was going to help her move.
I said I haven't seen her, Mr. Parnell.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Alfredo. I don't know, maybe she's still asleep.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
So why the fence? Are they afraid somebody's going to steal the oil?
Man, I don't know what's going on over there, but there's something strange happening over there, that's for sure.
Jeb, you're acting like you don't care what you have to do or who you have to take advantage of just so long as you find out what's happening.
Rena, wait a second. Just wait, calm down.
I can't believe that you would actually take Lurleen out just because you think she has some information.
That is not why I took out Lurleen. I took her out because she happens to be interesting and she happens to be a lot of fun.
Well, she sure seems to be taken in by your charms. I mean, she's been a real help to you.
Well, it wasn't just my charm. I told her that me and Ricky were undercover agents.
You told her you were working undercover?
Yeah, that we were investigating Bubba Wadsworth.
How could you? How could you?
I think it's funny.
I don't!
Rena, it was the first thing that just came to my mind.
And she probably believed you.
Yeah, she did.
Well, let me tell you something. You're going to call her right this second and tell her the truth. And if you don't, I will.
Well, come on, Rena.
That's one of the lowest things I have ever heard of, Jeb. Let me ask you something. How would you like it if someone did it to you, huh?
Rena, I'm not going to hurt her.
Don't you realize you're stringing her along until you get what you need, and then when you have what you want, you're going to drop her like yesterday's news, and she won't have any idea why.
Rena, honey, listen now. Jeb would never do a thing like that. Now, he and I, we talked about this, and, well, we hope you're not too upset by it, but he's only doing it for us.
That only makes it worse.
Rena, I don't know why you're getting so upset here. I mean, Lurleen had a good time. I had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, I'm not going to hurt her. I wouldn't hurt her. I like her.
Jeb, if you do, you're going to have to answer to me.
Stryker, what do you know about this Judge Chandler who's going to sentence me?
I've tried a couple of cases before them and won them all.
And what do you think of him?
He's a fair man. He goes by the book, but he's not without compassion.
Stryker, what do you think my chances are?
Judge Chandler knows the theory about Joe Foster killing Chris Shaw.
Is he giving any weight to it?
It's hard to say. The DA gave some support to the theory, so Detective Donovan. That's in our favor.
Well, what's not in our favor is my confession.
That's true, Dennis.
Look, Stryker, it's still possible that I killed Chris Shaw.
I told you, Dennis, I don't think you did. Now, if you'll let me request a trial
I
by
don't want
jury...
a trial, Stryker.
You're making a mistake.
Look, I just want to get this thing over with as soon as possible.
That's the way you want it.
That's the way I want it. You think he'll make me say anything?
The judge might ask you if you have any comments.
I don't think I have any comments.
Just check with me before you say anything.
I'll do that. Stryker, how much longer before this hearing starts?
It won't be long.
Vicky, if Dennis gets a suspended sentence, will you take him back to work at the station?
Of course I will. I've already told Dennis his old job is waiting for him.
Yeah, that's wonderful. He needs that kind of stability. So much has happened to him in the last few weeks. He needs to fall into a routine to accomplish a job.
Speaking of jobs, I still haven't hired a news director.
Vicky.
Have you given it any more thought?
No, not really. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. It's just that I've been wrestling with the idea of whether or not to finish my book.
Well, it's not surprising you're having difficulty in finishing it. All this turmoil in Dennis's life has got to be very unsettling for you, too.
Well, more and more I'm finding myself reluctant to tell the true story of what happened in the prison camp in Cambodia.
Elliot, you're a newsman.
Yes, I've always been an honest journalist, but perhaps it's best to leave the truth untold.
You're protecting Barrett Marshall, aren't you?
I'm protecting a number of men, myself included. I'll make a decision by the end of the week. Can you wait until then?
Of course I can.
Good.
The defendant has confessed to killing Christopher Shaw in a drunken rage. Subsequent evidence presented to the grand jury caused that jury to change the charge from first-degree murder to manslaughter. Now, the defendant has waived his right to trial by jury, and the court has charged me with the passing of sentence.
Will the defendant please rise and come forward?
Dennis Carrington, you have confessed to the murder of Christopher Shaw. Do you have anything to say to this court?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
If it pleased the court, I'd like to say to the court that the defendant is a man of good character.
That point has already been noted, Counselor.
I'd also like to point out, Your Honor, that the defendant has no police record of any kind and that he has led an upstanding life.
That point has also been noted by this court, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, I further understand that the grand jury has found that there was no attempted premeditated murder.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, we cannot overlook the fact that the defendant took the life of a man. And no matter how unsavory that man may have been, this court cannot allow the taking of a life, however unintentional, to go unpunished.
Your Honor, I'd like to suggest that the district attorney and Detective Donham have both given credence to the theory that a fugitive, Joe Foster, might have had something to do with the death of Chris Shaw.
Yes, Counselor, I have indeed been advised of that possibility, but there is not one single shred of real evidence to support it. Now, this court is also in possession of the voluntary confession of the defendant. You have anything to say about that confession, sir?
No, Your Honor, I have nothing to say.
Very well, then. I must point out to you that society requires and demands that men take responsibility for their actions. And when those actions are criminal, they must be appropriately punished. Dennis Carrington, I hereby sentence you to 5 years in prison.
Oh.
You will not be eligible for parole until you have served at least 2.5 years.
Your Honor, may we have a few days to straighten out Mr. Carrington's affairs?
Very well. You will have exactly 1 week from today before you report to the men's correctional facility. Court's adjourned.
All rise.
Honey, I think you're being kind of rough on Jeb a little while ago. After all, he's only trying to help us.
Not at Lurlene's expense.
Well, you ask me, I think Lurleen might get a little more out of this than Jeb.
Max, I just hope he doesn't hurt her feelings.
He won't. Jeb's a sensitive guy.
Max, you want to know what's really making me angry? You and Jeb are playing Justin's game.
Honey, if this is the only way we can get information, then we don't have much choice. Now, maybe we should have started playing these games a long time ago, and perhaps all of this could have been avoided.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Oh. Hello? Yes, it's me. In 3 weeks? Well, that's wonderful. It's fine. Fine, thanks for calling.
What was that all about?
Honey, sometimes good things happen. That was the architect. Max, he talked to the contractor, and they're going to start building on our house. Our house in 3 weeks.
3 weeks or 3 months?
1, 2, 3 weeks.
Oh, no.
Baby.
Okay. Hey, listen, I just got an idea. Let's have a big party. Invite everybody we know to help celebrate with us.
Well, now, wait a minute, honey. I said he was going to start building in 3 weeks, not finish in 3 weeks. Our cabin isn't big enough to hold relatives, let alone friends.
Okay, then. Let's have a barn dance. A good old-fashioned barn dance. And we'll just have a great time. What do you say?
I think it's wonderful.
And we'll just forget about Justin and Bubba and that damned oil rig and just have a good old time. Come on.
Max.
Paige? Paige? Come on, Paige. I know you're in there. Open the door. Damn it, Paige. You can't be sleeping through all this noise. Paige? Paige, you in here? Paige? My God, what have you done? Shh. Come on. Come on.
Paige, come on. Get up, get up, get up. Come on, Paige. Come on, we gotta get rid of those pills. Come on.
Come in. Hey, hi, Lurleen.
Is Miss Kate here?
No, she's not.
Are you alone here?
Well, yeah, I am. Rena's got me here in service.
Service?
Yeah, I gotta wait for the TV guy to show up.
That's no work for an undercover man.
Oh, well, listen, Lurleen, I'm having to do a lot of odd jobs here, you know, so as to keep my cover.
I guess so. I had a wonderful time last night, Jim.
Yeah, I did too. Hey, you want some iced tea?
Oh, thank you. I was, looking for you this morning.
Oh, yeah, what for?
I have some information that you might find interesting.
You mean about Bubba Wadsworth and the operation over there?
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
Is it all right if we talk here, or should we go someplace else?
No, we can talk here.
Well, I just want to make sure you being an undercover man and all that.
No, it's okay. It's, you know, the place isn't bugged or anything.
I was down by the well this morning watching him put the pipeline in.
Was Bubba down there?
Yeah. He was shouting at everybody and carrying on like a madman. They got most of the fence up, you know.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, you know, when I dropped you off last night, they were putting it up.
Yeah, they worked on it all night. I could hardly sleep for all the noise
Okay,
they were
so
making.
what about Bubba? What's going on?
Oh, right, well, there I was this morning, standing right behind the trailer,
Yeah?
and Bubba got into a fight with one of the crew, and the guy walked off the job.
What were they fighting about?
This guy said to Bubba Wadsworth that he didn't want any part of his dirty business.
Max? Honey, maybe we should have the dance in barn number 4.
Well, it's being used. This is the only one that's empty right now.
Well, I guess we'll have to clean up the place and hang some decorations.
You know, we should have a band that plays some square dance music. There's this guy over there in Spring. Now, he calls a real nice square. We should see if he's available.
Good idea.
We could, let's see, we could dig the barbecue trenches right out there, and we could put up some long tables over there.
Wait a minute. If we're going to dance, we have to think about putting a floor down or something.
This is going to take longer to build than our house.
Oh, honey, not if we hire some people to help us.
Rena.
Honey, we could hire some local high school boys. They're always looking for odd jobs, and then we'll just... Max, do you really want to do this? Honey, now you're not doing this just to please me.
No. I'm sure I want to do it.
Can you imagine how beautiful it'll look once we get this all cleaned up? And we'll hang decorations. We'll have lots of good food around. Let's see what else. Oh, there'll be music playing.
Speaking of music.
What now?
If I am going to be with the belle of the ball, I am going to have to start practicing my dancing.
I promise you, Dennis, you won't have to spend one single day in jail.
You can't make promises.
I'll hire
like
a
that,
team
Mom.
of private investigators to find Joe Foster.
We don't even
I'll
know that
think-
Joe Foster did it. What if he didn't?
Of course he did. I'm
You have
certain
no way
of
of proving that, Mom. What if I killed Chris
Don't say
Shaw?
that. Don't ever say that again. You did not kill Chris Shaw.
You're the only one who seems to think so.
Oh, there has been a terrible miscarriage of justice. I'll correct it as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, you were right about Paige. Maybe you'll be right about this.
You believed in her for so long.
Yes, Mom, I did.
Dennis, I know how painful this has been for you, but at least you can get on with your life now.
I guess we're both alone in the world now, aren't we, Mom?
Yes, but I have to get on with my life, too.
I just don't want to leave you alone, that's all. I just can't stand the thought of you being alone at a time like this, Mom.
You'll be around, Dennis.
Stryker will find a way to resolve
Yeah,
this.
that reminds me, I've got to talk to Stryker as soon as possible.
About what?
Well, I want him to set up divorce proceedings against Paige.
I suppose she'll hold you up for a king's ransom.
Look, I don't
That's
care. Whatever it takes to get rid of her. I just don't care anymore.
It will be money well spent. I fired Paige from the top of the World Club last night. I also told her to vacate Alex's suite immediately.
I know. I went to see Paige last night.
Well, what did you want with her?
I wanted to offer her money.
Did she accept
No,
it?
she wouldn't take it. She just wanted to stay married and work out our marital problems.
Why can't she just let you go?
You know, she's responsible for this, Mom. I hate her. She's the reason I'm going to prison.
We'll find a way to free you. I promise you that. You're all I have now, Dennis. I don't intend to lose you, too.
What do you reckon this guy meant by not wanting anything to do with Bubba's dirty business?
I don't know.
What else did he say?
Well, those were the only words I could make out clearly. Except for one or two I don't want to repeat to you.
What did Bubba do?
Oh, he was as mad as the devil at this guy.
What'd they do? Did they have a fight or something?
Well, they took a couple of swings. And then this guy marched off and got into his pickup truck and drove off.
Did anyone else see it or hear anything,
No, there was too much noise coming from the rig.
Do you know who the guy was? I mean, what his name was, anything like that?
I don't know his name. I've never even seen him before.
I wonder if he lives here in Houston.
I wish I could help, but I don't know anything about the guy. Though I did notice one thing.
What?
He was wearing a silver ID bracelet on his wrist.
Did you get a good look at the guy's face?
Only a general impression. He looked pretty much like any other oil rigger in Texas.
Thank you.
Sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
You've been a lot of help. I really appreciate this, Lorene. I really do. Thank you.
Where did Mom go, Dad?
She went to talk to Judge Parker. He was an old friend of Alex's.
You know, the worst part of this whole thing is that I can't be around for Mom to help her. I regret every minute I ever spent with Paige because I could have been helping Mom.
I called Paige before I came to court.
Yeah? How did she sound?
There was no answer.
Well, she had a big night last night. She's probably still sleeping.
Did you see Paige last night?
Yeah, I saw her, as a matter of fact. I just assumed we didn't talk about it.
All right, Dennis. You've got enough to worry about.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things to settle. Listen, why don't you take my apartment, Dad? It's bigger than the one you have. Well, guess I better get a move on. I haven't got much time.
You have a week, Dennis.
I'm going to jail for 5 years, Dad. Well, guess I better get busy if I'm going to make it through. Or maybe I ought to just go to jail now and get it over with.
No. Stryker may come up with some legal maneuver to keep you free a while longer.
Dad,
What?
you'll look after Mom, won't you?
Of course I will. I'll look after Paige, too. You needn't worry.
Don't waste your time. Paige can look after herself. Her kind always does.
Everything's gonna be all right. You're doing just fine. My first wife used to try this once a week, so I had lots of good practice. Oh. No. No sleep for Paige. That's not allowed. Here we go. Oh. Come on, young lady. I'm gonna keep you walking. I'm sure you're all right.
Go.
Nope, not yet. Wasn't that a pretty dumb thing to do, huh? Don't you think? Oh, no. You just forget all about Dennis. He's the one that got you into this mess.
I want to die.
Oh, no, Paige. You're not gonna die. I'm not gonna let you. Come on. Walk. Damn it, walk!
I would like to talk to you about it later.
It was nice seeing you again. I'm so sorry the judge didn't agree to give Dennis a suspended sentence.
Well, that boy shouldn't spend 5 days in jail, let alone 5 years.
But I'm sure he'll be paroled after 2.5 years.
I don't know, Vicky. Sometimes I question our system of justice.
Sweetheart, you don't mean that. The judge has to find on the evidence at hand. He can't make a sentimental decision.
You're right. I failed Dennis, not the law.
You did everything you could under the circumstances. Everything.
Wasn't enough.
You did your best. And no one can expect anything more from you.
I know Dennis did not kill Chris Shaw. I'm as sure of that as anything in my life. I should have found Joe Foster. He's the key to it all, Vicky.
The police tried to find Joe Foster, and they failed.
I should have let Iris hire private investigators. God knows she wanted to.
Honey, Iris made a mess of everything from the beginning. You can hardly be blamed for being cautious.
A lawyer can't afford to be cautious when he's trying to gather evidence for his client.
Well, this isn't the end of it. We may still find Joe Foster. And the DA says that the New York police are cooperating, and he agrees that Joe Foster could throw a different light on the whole thing.
Well, at least that's some encouragement.
Are you all right, honey?
Suddenly, I'm very tired.
It's no wonder. You've been awake since 4 o'clock this morning. Why don't you go on home and sleep for a couple of hours?
I might just do that. You gonna go to the TV station?
No. I think I'll go home with you. Come on.
Dad.
Lacey.
Oh, it's so good to see you. I've missed you.
Well, I would be happier to see you if you had a dress on.
Oh, Dad. I went down to the stables early this morning. I stayed so long I didn't have a chance to change before I had to get on the plane.
Well, let me see. I guess you'll have to do.
I got your stuff packed up last night. The things from the study.
Oh, I didn't expect you to do that.
Well, someone had to do it. Oh, yeah. Fred Collins said he'd ship everything to you if you tell him where to send it.
I'm sorry, Lacey. I didn't want you to have to pay attention to those details.
Mother should have done it. She couldn't wait to get her money and get out of there.
Yeah, well, you mustn't be so hard on your mother.
Well, it's her fault we had to sell the horse farm. I'll never forgive her for that, Dad. Never. I don't see how you could have stayed married to her for so long.
I don't want to talk about it.
Can we go look at horse ranches today?
Well, maybe a little bit later. I want to take you into town. I want to give you some lunch, and then I want you to meet your Aunt Iris.
What's she like?
Well, she's gracious, she's beautiful, and she's very charming.
Could be describing Mother.
No?
On the surface, at least.
No, she's nothing like your mother. You'll like her.
I don't care. Just as long as we can be together, I'll be happy.
Here. Come on. Come on. Here, come on. Here, drink this. Need help. I said drink it. Go on. Okay. Why do you do that?
I had nothing to live for.
That's a cliche, Paige. Is that what you want to be?
I don't think that's very funny.
It wasn't meant to be funny. And I really think that was a very stupid thing you tried to do.
Didn't seem stupid to me.
Oh, no one's worth it, Paige. I thought you were smarter than that.
just wish you hadn't found me.
Oh, you're damn lucky I did find you. Damn lucky I managed to get you to throw up those pills.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah, lucky. Oh, well, maybe you can't thank me for it now, but one day, you'll be glad I was there.
I've lost everything, Peter.
You have a hell of a lot more to live for than most people, Paige. What? Because you went through one marriage? Big deal. Paige, the first time I met you, I'd already been through 2 wives. You didn't see me trying to commit suicide, did you?
I don't have a place to go. I don't have a job.
I keep telling you, you can stay at my place. Rent-free. I'll even give you a job if it'll make life worth living.
You don't understand. That Dennis, nothing means anything to me.
Really had a case on him, didn't you? Look, I know you're not going to believe me now, but you'll get over it. You just have to give yourself a chance.
I don't think so.
Oh, yes, you will. A year from now, this whole thing will seem like some big, bad dream.
Peter.
What?
Why did you do it? Why did you save me?
Because I care for you. I try to tell you that, but for some reason you just don't choose to believe me.
I'm not worth it.
Come on, Paige, you ought to know me better than that by now. I don't waste my time on people that aren't worth it. Now, come on, I want you to sit up here. Come on. Just sit up and drink the rest of that coffee. Every last drop of it.
Where are you going?
I'm going to finish packing your suitcases, and then I'm going to take you over to my place.
Are you sure you won't have some lunch?
No, thank you. We just came by to just check on you.
I've had better days.
I was sorry, Iris, that Dennis didn't get a suspended sentence. I felt sure that Stryker Bellman could pull that off.
Well, we were all sorry about that. But it wasn't Stryker's fault. He did everything he could.
Oh, no, I'm sure he...
It's your sister's fault. She's responsible for my son going to jail.
Well, I don't know about any of the details.
You're better off not knowing about them, believe me.
Well, Paige and I never got along well. We were never close. I didn't even know that she and Dennis were going out. Their marriage came as a big surprise to me.
You were not alone in being surprised. However, it's all over now. Dennis is going to divorce her.
When did that happen?
It's been coming for quite some time. Since their wedding day, in fact.
I'll bet she goes for a big, fat settlement.
No chance. I'll see to that.
How is Dennis?
Holding up as well as can be expected. I don't think he realizes the enormity of the sentence yet.
Well, doesn't 5 years mean really 2 years with parole?
2.5. But if it's humanly possible, I'll keep him from having to spend 1 day in prison. Paige is the one who should be going to prison.
I'll get that. Oh, Mrs. Wheeler, we really ought to be going.
Yes, I believe so.
visit for a while?
Well, maybe just for a little while.
Iris, your niece, Lacey.
Lacey.
Welcome. Oh, you're a pretty little girl.
I'd like you to meet two friends of mine, Ashley Linden.
Hello, Lacey.
Hello. And Justin Marshall.
Lacey?
Lacey
Hello.
Wheeler. Well, how was your flight?
It was okay, I guess. Sorry to hear about Uncle Alex. Dad told me. He was my godfather. Oh, he sent me gifts on holidays. He never forgot the anniversary of my baptism.
Yes. Alex was the most thoughtful person I've ever known. Well, you must be tired. Why don't I show you to your room?
All right.
Excuse us for just a moment. This way, dear. This is our housekeeper, Vivian Garrow.
Are you looking for a ranch down this way? Yeah. Well, maybe I can help you. You let me know when you want to start viewing, and I'll make some phone calls for you.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure.
Whoa. I have never seen Iris Wheeler as angry as she was when she was talking about Paige.
That just may work out to my advantage.
How?
Dawn sold me her shares of the ranch because she needed money. If Iris has her way, Paige is going to come out of this marriage with nothing. With no job, no marriage, no apartment.
Just.
Sounds like the girl is in real trouble. I think she would welcome some help from her big brother.
You're being very stubborn, Paige.
I need time, Peter. I have to have time to pull myself together.
I don't see any reason why you can't pull yourself together in my hotel
Peter,
suite.
I want to just...
Look, I'm not going to leave you alone. Not after last night.
That won't happen again, I promise.
Okay, maybe not. I hope not. I'd just like to be able to keep an eye on you.
I've got to think. Don't back me into a corner on this, Peter.
That wasn't my intention.
I know. I'm so mixed up.
What are you doing now?
Calling Paige.
Don't waste any time.
Hello. This is Justin.
Justin, what do you want?
I'd like to talk a little business.
I'm busy now. I can't talk.
Paige, I heard the bad news about your job, your marriage. I'd like to help.
Why?
Paige, your family. Families stick together.
Strange, Grandma said the same thing last night. I didn't believe her either.
I know how you must be upset, and I'm sorry about that, but you must look toward the future.
I'll
You must... Please, let me help you. Just talk to me.
Justin, just leave me alone.
Let me buy you lunch. You name the place.
Justin, I don't feel well enough to have lunch with you today.
All right. All right. You just get some rest. I'll call you later. Will you still be at the suite?
No. Iris kicked me out.
Well, how can I get in touch with you?
What's your phone number?
555-2549.
$555-2549.
Got it. I'll call you later.
Sure. Let's go. I better let you get back to work.
Well, I don't feel like going back to work. I want to keep on dancing. You know, I never did take you dancing at the boathouse the other night.
Nope.
Well, Jenny's back, so maybe she and Ryan and you and I can go out dancing one night real soon.
You're becoming quite social.
Well, it took you a while to convince me, but finally you persuaded me that there is more to life than cows and horses. And now that I know that, I just want to enjoy myself.
Oh, Max. It's fine with me.
Besides, when the baby comes, we won't have too much time to socialize, will we?
Oh, you don't know my parents. My mama and daddy will force us to go out at least once a week so they can have the baby all by themselves.
Tell me about that house down in Acapulco that your daddy wants to buy.
Judge Rayburn's? Oh, honey, it's beautiful. It's very large and spacious with a view of the ocean from every room. And they have these gorgeous tropical trees and plants and... Honey? Do you want to go down and take a look?
Yep, right after the barn dance.
You got it, Decker. Now, what about the dance?
Well, I think we ought to have some kids come in tomorrow and start cleaning this place up.
Okay.
And then we can decide where we want the bar and the tables and all the rest of that stuff.
Honey, maybe we can do something cute with the hayloft.
What do you mean, cute?
Come on, I'll show you. Let's take a look.
Hey, now listen, Rena, be careful.
I will.
Hey, Max! Max! Listen, I just had a long talk with Lurleen. I think we just hit the jackpot.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.